Everybody. Happy Wednesday. Today is July 24th. It is noontime Eastern Time in Chesapeake, Virginia on the East Coast. And my name is Colleen Magnus, and today you are creating with Colleen. So I'm so glad you are here with me. I come to you live every Wednesday at noon. And as you know, last week the struggle was real because it's called technology. It's a thing that I always go down fighting, but I always come back up. And I couldn't figure out how to get my screen horizontal because they moved it from advanced settings to the main screen. Got that figured out, and thankfully they haven't changed it yet. So that was good. But then it was funny because I normally like to put a picture of the card in my video before I do it. It's called a thumbnail. Otherwise, it's just a picture of me. So I was all set up and I was like, oh, well, let me do that. So I grabbed my phone and what do? I hit the live button. I'm like, are you kidding me? So I immediately turned it off. Hopefully many of you did not see that. And, but it really, I have to say, it really does crack me up that these things happen. And even last week when it took me 2 tries to get going on this, I deleted it. And then I thought, why am I deleting these? Haven't you ever heard of bloopers? Like I could do the best blooper video in the future with all of the content I have. So, you know, I always say take a negative and make it a positive. So I'm just going to start making those private until I one day put them all together. Because if you can't laugh at yourself, you're really setting yourself up for a lot of disappointment. You got to let it roll off your shoulder. You got to hope that your people laugh with you and not at you. I hope y'all do that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. And something is better than nothing. That's like the golden rule around here in the stamp room. So anyways, let me boot up really quick. Make sure I am here, you know. Sometimes you're like on the wrong channel. Sometimes you don't know where you are. Again, I should have, all right, that was turned down. Anyways, here we are. So today, as said, is July 24th. And yesterday, Stampin' Up had a free shipping deal. And y'all know we're having a lot of troubles, not just me, in the Microsoft world. You know, a lot of technical troubles. A lot of internet problems, and thankfully I got up at the crack of dawn and put the orders in I needed to, but a lot of demonstrators were having trouble with the website. A lot of things are going crazy. My friend Debbie just got home from Wisconsin because they postponed her flight for 2 days because of these problems. So today, July 24th, they are still offering free shipping on all orders that are $75 or more. So if there's anything you need, today's a great day to do it because that will really save you some money. And don't forget, this is the last week of bonus days. So for every $50 that you spend in the month of July, you will get a $5 bonus coupon to redeem in August. So you definitely want to take advantage of that today. And if you had experienced troubles ordering yesterday, I apologize. Again, I know the struggle is real, but hopefully today's a better day. They said they still have the problems, but hopefully it's better. You can always, always hope. So we are going to create a card today with a new online exclusive bundle called Sophisticated Sled. It was really, really cute, and I wanted to get it, even though I'm sorry, I'm just one of those people who do not feel Christmas in July. I do not start counting down how many weeks, days, or minutes it is to the holidays. I live for the moment. Today's the day. It's, you know, July. It's hot. I'm sorry, we should be doing summer cards. But we are going to do this Sophisticated Sled bundle. And it was inspired by a dear demonstrator named Mary Knabe. I changed the little things, but that's where my inspiration came from. So hopefully we will get through it without any mistakes. And if not, remember, I always like to say, I will teach you what to do. I may teach you what not to do, but I promise to teach you something. I got up at 4:30 this morning to take my dear Aunt Barbara, we call her Tootie, to the airport, and I have been hitting the ground running since I got back. So starting to feel a little foggy headed, but knowing I will sleep good. I'll sleep good tonight. So let me go ahead, turn the camera down. I will go ahead and look at some comments, and hopefully I won't hit the wrong button. No guarantees. But again, if I do, it just makes a good blooper for later on. So let me turn this around. Always, always, always find the positive, y'all. Life is too short to beat yourself up or to let those things get to you. And if they do get to you, that's fine. I always say you can have a pity party, you just can't camp out there. It's just not good for you. All right, so let me grab my mouse and see who we have here. Let me see. Oh my goodness, we got a lot of wonderful people in the house. Hello, Renee. Good to see you. And Mary Kay, cloudy and humid Maryland. Yes, we are humid. That is for sure. Diane, always so good to see you, my dear. Yes, the very hot and humid Chesapeake. Marie, hello from Alabama. I'm glad you're here, darling. And Barb, you are back. I saw on Facebook that you and Lynn were having a fantastic time at your high school reunion. I think you two looked fantastic, and I think everybody else there thought so too. So, Mary Ann from Pensacola, hello. Mary Craig, always good to see you. And Kay, hello, hello. You sound like you might be home, but if not, I know you're always in a camper. Fran, she's in hot Arizona. Yes, Fran, that's where my aunt was flying back to today. And I know what they say. There's no humidity, and I get that, and it is a different heat. But I'm sorry, 119 is hot with or without humidity. But yes, try to stay cool. Judy, so good to see you. Yes, and I am happy for a second chance of free shipping too. Hopefully most of you got your orders in yesterday, but if not, you still have today. Good. Renee got her order in today. Jolene, so good you're in the house. Always good to see you. And Lynn and Rhonda, yes, you made a live. Good morning, Rhonda from Arizona, and Debbie from Vermont. Oh, first time catching you. Oh, thank you, Debbie. So we do have some new people in the house. Give a shout out to them. Say hello. And if you are new, please like and subscribe to my channel. Please share. I'm always here to help you create with all kinds of things. And I always hope you leave inspired, learning something. I always got a bunch of little tips and tricks. So today, this card was originally, as I said, inspired by Mary Knabe. We did a couple things different. I think her snow down here was not embossed, but I loved how she tucked the sled into the snow. I just love it. And then I added some red layers and the greenery, but I used actually one sheet of paper to do the snow and your embossing, and that's going to be my tip for the day to show you how to do that. So here I am using the sophisticated sled. Y'all know at the beginning of the month, they actually came out with some new online exclusive products, and this was one of them. So I knew I needed to get something for the holidays, more wintry, and this was my first pick. So here, this is sophisticated sled. Again, very cute, love the sayings. And then you have the dies that go with it. So you can build a sled. I will be doing videos in the future showing you how to put the skates together. The skates are awesome. They look real with real laces and the blades. You make a different color. So that is the bundle. And then I'm also going to be using the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. And that is really just a nice folder. You know, I mean, it can be winter, Christmas, January, any cold month. So Susan, I'm glad you finally got on, and thank you for sharing. And oh, good. Debbie ordered this yesterday. She can't wait to get it. Debbie, you will love it. And Rhonda has a bundle too. So good. So hopefully you guys, you gals, excuse me, guys and gals, will like this card. So let me what we're going to use to make it. And y'all don't let me forget, because again, I'm working on half empty, but I'm going to look at it as half full, as my glass always is. But last week, I took one sheet of cardstock, one white sheet of cardstock, and I stamped the shells, Seaside Wishes, vertically and horizontally, and I created 4 cards. So I promised you, well, let's just do it right now, and I'll try to remember to do it again at the end. I promised you we would draw 4 names, and I would mail the card to you. So here we have Carol Helms. You either left a comment, I asked you to share my video, and I will find some more cards to do this with also. But this is Carol Helms, Patricia Farrell, Judy Dawson, and Melinda Blevins. If you are watching either now or the replay, if you would send me your address to my email, your physical address to my email address, stamping it up at iCloud.com, then I will mail you these cards as a thank you for watching and leaving comments on my video. I think that's something we need to start regularly because it is a lot of fun, and I do have a lot of cards. So what you're going to need to make the sophisticated sled is a 5.5 by 8.5 inch sheet of basic white cardstock. I scored it at 4 1/4. you are going to need a piece of 4 by 5.5 inch basic white cardstock. And we're going to emboss that with that 3D snowflake folder. I'm going to show you how to do that. Then you will need a piece of 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 inch real red. And the reason it's an eighth and not a quarter is because I just wanted a thinner edge just to bring out some of the red in this card. And for our words, the little 3 1/4 by 2 1/8 inch basic white. So go ahead and take your screenshot, and that'll be great. Patty, I'm glad you are here. Yes, and Marianne says she does this Christmas in July, and she was happy to use this bundle. It is a fun bundle. Okay, so let's get creating. First, what I'll do, just to get it out of the way, is my card base. Again, I scored it at 4 1/4, but I do always like to match my edges up in case my scoring is off just a little bit. And I will crease that. So for the inside, I am going to stamp the words. I think we can get some of our stamping done first. I'm going to take Garden Green, better known as Grape Ridge Green. It's a wonderful color, been around probably as long as I have. It's quite some time. It's just a beautiful classic green. And on the inside, I'm going to stamp. Let me see. I hope your days are filled with fun and laughter. Amen. We can use that on every day. Okay, like that. And just so you know, another little trick. Say, for example, I stamped that crooked, and you'd be like, oh my goodness, how do I get a second chance? All you would have to do is fold it this way, because your red is going on top. Open it, and boom, you get round 2. I think that's why I love stamping, because it doesn't have to be perfect. The most important thing is that it's made with love. But even if it is crooked, you usually have 2 sides to every piece of paper, so you do get a second chance. Don't always get that in life. All right, so here I have that little piece of basic white, and on there I'm going to stamp the Let's Decorate the Season with Happiness. Now, y'all always hear me say, let me get my head in here if I can. When stamping something like this, you want to look at what's actually a horizontal line and not your cursive, because that's what's going to make it look straight or crooked. Your cursiveness is going to be all over the place. So that looks really pretty good, but since I do get a second chance, let's check it and see which one I like better. I also like choices. Chances and choices. Oh, I like that one much better. Okay. So Mary from Indiana, I'm glad you're here. Hello, Bren. Tell Wade I said hello. So I have my words. I'm going to put that on my laptop so I can remember where they are. I'm also going to take some balmy blue and the snowflakes, because they're a lot of fun. I'll just put little snowflakes there. So that is the inside of my card. And I will put that aside. So really, that's pretty much all the stamping that I'm going to do. Let me put my words on that so I can keep up with it. Okay, so for the embossing, let me share that with you really quick. The reason I made this 4 by 5.5, so basically it's 4, 5.5, which is as long as this card is because I'm going to emboss the whole piece, then I'm going to tear the bottom and move it up. And that's the way I got the layers here without having to use a second piece for the front of my snow. Plus it's embossed with snow. We're in Vermont. We want this to look like it's in Vermont. So to share that, it is a 3D embossing folder. I'm going to take my die cutting machine, open that up. And then this is the Snowflake 3D embossing folder. Now, y'all know I've taught you before, when you have your folders, it comes in this clear envelope. And a lot of times I used to, like, you know, open it, close it, and it ends up tearing. But if you take it and just take that flap and stick it to the inside of itself here and put the paper in, it's always open, it's always covered, and you will just slide your folder in and out of there. I think that saves my envelopes because after a while they do tend to tear. So I will open this. It's nothing really symmetrical, so I can just slide it in there. If it was symmetrical though, I have this line that I could put it on, but since it's not, I'm going to emboss this. So I have my #1 base plate. Then I will have just the folder, and I always put it in with the seam side first. And then I take this is the 3D embossing plate that's sold online. You need it for the 3D embossing folders. Make sure everything is even on my sides and put it through, and it feels like it's really not doing much of anything, but guess what? It did. So when I open it, I have my beautiful snowflake piece. So since I'm here, let's go ahead and die cut. If you're new to die cutting, you're going to take your base plate, your #2 plate, because you need that extra thickness. Then I'm going to have 1 acrylic plate. I'm going to put my pieces and my dies on top and cover it with another acrylic plate. So all of those plates do come with the die cutting machine. So the dies I'm going to use, let's see if we're fancy enough to just get them all done at one time. Let's see. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, Mother always said. All right. So I'm going to take my dies from here, and you want to put it cut side down. So I'm going to take my runners, this part of my sled, and I actually have done that in a lighter gray, but I want to do it in the basic gray just to see what that looks like. I kind of like changing the cards when I make them a second time so I can see how everything is. I'm going to put that there. And what's really cool is on the sled, it's all in one piece. The base of the sled that looks like wood and the little guide thing at the top. So I will just put all those on there. Take my acrylic plate, put that on there, and then make sure I'm even. And away they go. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now that I have those pieces, let me move this out of the way. Okay. Whew, all crooked there. Now that I have those pieces, and to get this out, you can use your, I always throw them. When I throw them on my table, they usually pop out. There you go. You can throw it like that, or you have little bitty holes that you can poke it through. I think it's a little bit more fun to throw it down and watch it pop. But I have that. This piece here, I have the beautiful greenery that comes right out. And I don't have my magnetic plate. If I had my magnetic plate with me, I would be putting these in there so I don't lose them. So I'm going to put them behind me because things get crazy in the stamp room sometimes. And then this pops out. I could try to throw it down or just pop them like this so you can see how that is. You just get a piece out. There's that piece. And now I have what I need to create my sled. Alrighty. So I did put my sled together first. Let me see. So I have this piece. Got my little bird. I did already do my bird. I wanted to get that done. So just make sure all of your pieces are out of here. You've got like the little holes right there, of course, in between. So I'll make sure those are good. And then what I do is I'll just take a little bit of my adhesive and I really just kind of put it on these little runner things here. So then when I made this, I took, oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Here we go. Woo! See how things get lost, although you've never really moved? Okay, I got that a little wonky. So this is going to go up here on that piece, like that. And then when I took these, I kind of took like these lines here and lined them up, like so. So it goes right on the runners. I don't have that piece popped out. Let me grab that. And just that quick and easy, you have your sled. Now I did want to put some greenery on here. I thought that kind of added a nice little touch. So I could just put a little more of my adhesive. Let me put some right here, hold on. I only put it going long ways. I want a little bit there. Alrighty. So there is that, and it should stay now. And then of course my greenery. Like so. So there's my sled. So I'll put this aside with my bird. Then, let me get this out of my way. Let me show you how we're going to do this snow. So I have some customers, it's really funny. God bless Malvern, she does not like to tear paper. But what's cool about when you tear paper is you get a rough edge. You actually get like a sharp edge and a rough edge. It really just kind of depends on which side you're tearing from. And really and truly, it just depends on how high you want your snow to be, or each one's going to be a little bit different, but I think each one is cool. So to get the rough edge on the front of your snow hill, you want to tear from the left to the right. So I'm just going to take this, and I'm just going to kind of try to go up and down. Again, each one will be a little bit different. And there, I don't know if you can see that. See here, it's sharp. But here, let me see. Here you can see the rough edge. So I could even take a little balmy blue and sponge that if I wanted a little bit of a blue look to it. But now what I'll do is this is going to go on the top. And since I want to make sure I can move it a little bit, I can use my liquid glue. So this will go on top like such. Making sure that I'm nice and even. And I do like the liquid glue for this to get it nice and even because there is such a fine line. It's like a 1/16 of an inch all the way around. Now for this one, remember I told you, it would be all the way long like this so it overlapped, but that's what allows us to bring it up and kind of make a pocket. So when I put this down here, I'm not going to put my glue on top. I'm just going to put it on the sides and the bottom, and that gives me a pocket to go into my sled, slide my sled into. And the liquid glue is really strong. So again, I just get that little bit of an edge. Give that a minute. And that is how you make a snowdrift pocket. What do y'all think? Will that work? Better. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. So this was my card base. Oh, I got gummy on here. Okay. And then, so I'm going to put this on here again to move it around lightly. I'll use my liquid glue. Oh yeah, I hear my tummy growling. I hope you don't. When you eat breakfast at dark 30, lunch comes much earlier, which I'll get right after this. So here, I'll just line that up. So there's that part. I'm going to take my, there's that other piece. I'm going to take my sled, and I'm actually going to just slide it in here. So it depends on how you want your snow to be. I do kind of like having that rudder sticking out, but I will just take a little bit of my tape because it is so strong and put it here. This on the back. Y'all know if there's no tape sticky right there, pull it till you feel it with your finger and roll your finger. When you roll your finger like that, then this will become your best friend because it is really, really strong tape. Again, one of those things that's your best friend or your worst enemy, but we have a love relationship. So let me slide this under here. And y'all know the trick. You don't really push anything down till it's where you want it. So I'm just going to leave that up a little bit, see how that goes. And for my words, on the original, it looks like it's backed with a piece of red cardstock, but I don't want to mess with that. It's so small. So here I went ahead and took my words and just dipped them into the real red ink pad. And depending on how angled you do this depends on the type of line you get. So see how I just dipped it in there a little bit? I just wanted it to kind of pop off the white, since it was white on white. And you really have to just watch your fingers, because if you get ink on your fingers, it's not nearly as pretty. Definitely proves it was handmade, but just not as pretty. So I have that. And this I went ahead and just taped on too. The only thing that's really going to pop up on here is the bird. So here I have that. Make sure it's straight by looking at it. Okay, I like that. I can stick it down. I like this. I can stick that down. And then for my little bird, let me find my little birdie. Now I did already go ahead and stamp this and punch it out. But I'm going to take my Real Red blends and I'm going to start with the light red. So I'm going to come in here and come around just like so. And blends always make you look like you're an artist, even when you're not. So I have a little bit of that. Then I'm going to come in with the dark, and just kind of where it's shaded, I'm just going to bring a little bit of the dark in to cause some light and darks, maybe even on the crown. Now, I don't know about y'all, when Danny first retired in August, he started making birdhouses. We have so many cool birdhouses in our backyard, and I love sitting on the back porch in the morning because you can see them in all the feeders. We have so many cardinals, it's unbelievable. Love, love, love the cardinals. We have bluebirds in one of the houses. Don't see a whole lot of hummingbirds though. I put the nectar out and all that stuff, and they're really, I don't know, they're quick. You got to be looking when they come. But I forgot to get the yellow blend, so sit tight 1 minute. It's right across the room. Alrighty. Thank you for waiting. You are also awesome. So I've got this. I'm just going to put a little bit on the beak. And there I have my beautiful cardinal. I'm going to take one of our little mini dimensionals and put it on here. And then just pop my little bird wherever I want him. Could even be down there, but I really kind of like them on the card there. Now I really didn't have to embellish with anything. I didn't think it needed it, but I did take my Wink of Stella, and I like to put some on the bird to make that pop out. And just to keep this greenery from looking so flat, I hit that with the Wink of Stella too. Just kind of, you know, every card needs a little bit of bling, let's face it. And this is subtle, but it just kind of makes things pop. So it's not laying there. All right. I like this little guy over like that. So that is the card using the Sophisticated Sled. Again, inspired by Mary Knabe. Some small changes. But I got a feeling I'm going to have a lot of fun with this sled. I want to make a red flyer sled. Y'all remember that? Every child used to want that red flyer sled for Christmas. So what do y'all think? Give a shout out. Love this card. I've been making cards with the stamp set Marie has. Yes, I'm in love with it too, Marie. And you'll be making this today. Bren loves it, so you know Bren's making it today. Thank you. Patty loves it too. Again, can't take all the credit, but made a couple changes. Really liked how to kind of pull this up, show you that trick to make the pocket. But thank you. Now, many of you know, if you watch my lives, I will be at Lake Gaston next week. And actually, we're still working out the details of who can come, when they can come. But it looks like I might have Lucas and Tyler Joe on Wednesday. So we might do a live for you. I have a card kit we might share. I think it would be fun to have them both on there, but it just kind of depends on how the day goes. So I will update you on Wednesday with my Creating with Colleen Facebook page. So you can check things here. I always put my videos there too, But if you don't currently get my newsletter, please go to my blog, creatingwithcolleen.com, and you can request my newsletter there. I always send inspiration, all the Stampin' Up! Specials, keep you abreast of everything. And don't forget, again, today is free shipping. If your order is under $150, please use the July host code, but it's free shipping on orders $75 or more. You also, if for every 50 you spend, it is accumulative. You get a bonus days coupon to redeem in August. And do not forget, I have that PDF that I'm going to be sending to you if your order is $50 or more and you use the host code. It's actually taking one of our card kits, taking the card base and the envelope, and creating 5 different cards just from that. So if your order is more than $150, you still get the PDF along with all of your bonus day coupons and free shipping. So thank you so much. Again, please like and share. Let me check my comments. Let me see. Well, good. Everybody seems to love the card. Love the snowdrift pocket. Thank you, Marianne. Thank you. I was trying to figure out how I could do it without trying to emboss 2 pieces of paper or just having this one flat. And, you know, you got to try it, and that worked. Judy, always so good to see you, my dear. Yes, cardinals are some of my favorite birds, too. Although I have to say the bluebirds, this is our second family that we've had in the one birdhouse that he made. And I can see it right out my kitchen window. And they got something going on in there because they are bringing food back and forth and back and forth. So it's not a bluebird. It's not a blue jay. It's a bluebird. And they are gorgeous, too. So thank you all. Oh, Carol, thank you. Love your attitude in life. Thank you, Carol. I got to be honest with you. I've tried being crabby, and I have tried being joyful. And I have to say, joyful fits me so much better, and it makes me feel so much better, too. So definitely always look at the brighter side of life, because every day is a gift. It really, really is. So Bren has her grandson next week. They're talking about gifts. Those grandkids are amazing gifts. Thank you, Susan. I hope you are doing well in your part of the world. Susan also goes to Lake Gaston to just relax. It's the most wonderful place on earth. So I love you all. Hopefully I will see you next Wednesday. I'm going to plan on it, but if anything comes up, I'll let you know. And just remember, if I am doing it with my 2 grands, you don't know what you're going to get, but I'm sure it will be entertaining. So take care, you all, and thank you for joining me. Do something creative today. Bye-bye.